After 2 months in charge and 1 month of official competitions, Fernando Gago's Guadalajara is finally connecting with the good football we were expecting, thus fulfilling our expectations. The team is still in 7th place overall and also started off on the right foot in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I think we can be a little more optimistic with this group. In the beginning I had doubts if I really knew the group I was managing. And that's because in a couple of games we had Cade Cowell as a center forward and it didn't work as well as a natural center forward like Ricardo Marin could. By putting them in their usual positions we have been able to generate more danger when both are on the field. Another highlight is Pavel Perez who, with Gago, has managed to become a player with a higher level than we knew him in the Veljko Paunovic era. He can perfectly play in place of Cowell or vice versa, the position is covered. After the passing of Alexis Vega there was a lot of confusion, and the fact is that not having a good performance on that left wing in addition to the scandals and low play, we only had as options the same Pavel Perez and the debutant Yael Padilla who has talent, but still lacks experience and muscle mass, things that with time and the passing of the games he will get. However, many fans have perceived a drop in Roberto Alvarado's performance. I do not deny that he is still not having the spectacular nights of the last tournament, but his drop in play is not alarming. On the other hand, both Antonio Briseño and Victor Guzman are clearly improving, which is good news for the team. In addition to all this news, there is the incorporation of several youth players observed by Fernando Hierro's advisors, who have been given the confidence to make their debuts and have minutes in the league. We cannot ignore the incorporation of Javier Hernandez as a possible secret weapon of the red and white team. I think we can expect good things from this Guadalajara and especially, that they can win all the matches in the month of February. The fans can feel somewhat motivated with what lies ahead without forgetting that what culminates everything is the obsessive need this team has for championships to renew the prestige and renown of the institution in Mexican football and beyond the borders. Lastly, we have the situation of the sports press, which has recently been very harsh on Guadalajara. We saw a very poor victimization on ESPN about an alleged veto of their press, in addition to the generalized condemnation by fans of other teams. For this network it is very easy to ignore what has been said on their desks against the institution of Guadalajara and hate attacks against their fans, and they prefer to humiliate themselves live rather than correct the situation for which they have been closed the doors. In addition to ESPN, other networks have joined against Guadalajara in an impromptu campaign of hunger for interactions on social networks. The fans' response should be to absolutely ignore everything that comes from the pseudo-communicators and not give them what they want, which is to monetize their lack of ethics. As fans we must remember that we are in control and we are free to choose the content we can consume. Therefore, if we love this team so much, my recommendation will be to ignore these pseudo-journalists who have made slander a fashion. We cannot forget that Guadalajara does not owe anything to anyone, therefore, the use given within the institution to the self-imposed tradition or its different interpretations only correspond to the heart of everything that makes up Club Deportivo Guadalajara, which has almost 118 years playing only with Mexican players, achieving with them 13 titles in the amateur era and 12 in the professional era in addition to 2 international championships. What is happening with Guadalajara is being the center of media attraction, as confirmed by the wave of hate unleashed on social networks by the aforementioned pseudo-journalists. Always keep in mind not to give them interactions, ignore them as the crazies they are, demand and continue supporting the team. As for the rest, may Guadalajara continue to reciprocate with football the support given to them.